Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. The world needs to hear your message and your story, so don't deny the world of that gift within you that the universe has given you. Someone out there needs to hear your story because it will support them in feeling hope, inspired, and even transformed. Do you want to discover how I help get my clients out of their own way, show up, and confidently share their message? I would love to extend an invitation to you to join me in my free masterclass, Start Your Own Podcast from Idea to Implementation, on Wednesday, April 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can find the registry link in the show notes. Hope to see you there. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Wonderful Morrison. She is the CEO and founder of the LeadHER brand and marketing consultant agency. She is a seasoned brand and marketing architect. Wonderful. We have been trying so long to get this done. I am so happy, excited, and grateful to have you here. How are you doing today?
I am good, thank you. And yes, we have. It's almost as the universe. It's always about the right time and the right space. So this is when it's supposed to happen.
Yes, exactly. This is it. This is our time. This is your time to shine. So with that being said, let us jump right in. How long have you been working in brand and marketing? And what inspired you to get into the world of brand and marketing consulting?
So actually it's 25 plus years. And I don't just say it as brand and marketing because I've been a business owner for 25 years, and that was sort of my sector in our business. My husband was a front-facing person, and he dealt with our customers directly and did a lot of the financial aspect of it. And I created the marketing strategy without knowing that's what I was doing. It just came really natural for me to go into that direction because I understood, and I still understand clearly, that branding is really about trust. So when people like you are well branded. People trust you across the globe. And that's because you deliver professionalism, you deliver value, you deliver relevancy to your audience. And that is what a brand is meant to do. And then marketing is the fuel for all your sales. Right. So you have to have both in order for it to run a sustainable business long term.
A good balance between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And so what were you doing for a living before? I mean, you said you've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So what were you doing for a living before you made the jump into entrepreneurship? And what was the catalyst for that shift for you?
So before this online world, which is crazy to think I'm in the online world, we owned a brick and mortar. That's what we had for 25 years. We were in the fitness industry. We started off with one martial arts school. And then we built a second business, a second location. And then we purchased a retail store that supplied all of our martial art needs and our neighboring schools as well that needed supplies. So you didn't have to order it from China or wherever it was coming from. You had a local store to go to, which was, at the time, there was only 2 other actual physical stores you can purchase. And they were kind of a distance, about a couple hours away from.
So you had the market cornered on that.
Yeah. Because we were right smack in the middle of city. So it worked out really well for us. And it was birthed from being just frustrated that we couldn't. And then the online world came about purely by divine. I don't want to say it was divine intervention. I'm pretty sure it was divinely designed for me. And I say that because I have zero interest in technology or even understand it. And here I am running an online business. And it was because I just kept getting women to ask me, what would you do in this business situation? Or what would you do in this business situation? And was so natural to talk to people. And then the pandemic hit. So it was, again, see that design, that divine design. Our universe just knows what's up. And it just so happened it pushed everybody into the tech world in a beautiful way, not in a forceful, ugly way. And hence LeadHER Consulting was born.
And here we are.
Yeah.
I have to say, I absolutely love the terminology you use to describe your work. You call yourself a brand and marketing architect. I love that. And I find it interesting that you chose and used the title of architect as opposed to coach. Was the logic, or what was the logic behind that decision? Was it intentional? You wanted to use something other than coach? And why did you choose architect over coach?
What a great question. I'm a firm believer that I've been as an entrepreneur of 25 years. One of the first advice we ever got was, if you want your business to grow, you have to grow with it accordingly. And personal development has always been a part of our budget, a part of our growth system as entrepreneurs. And I believe that if it doesn't fit your heart space, I know to some people it's like, really, why are you talking about feelings and heart space and business? Trust me, it all matters. And it's super important. And coaching, I tried coaching in initial stage of my online business because that's all I kind of knew that was available out there. And it never really fit right. I couldn't call myself Coach Wonderful. It never flowed out of my heart, through my throat, out of my mouth. And I was struggling figuring out. And then one day, Brad, this is what happens. I'm talking to a woman who specializes in neurodiversity, but she calls it neuro-unique. Okay. And she's talking and I tell her, I said, oh, I'm dyslexic. And she goes, oh, so you're neuro-unique. And I was like, what? She says, yeah, that dyslexia is on the spectrum. And I was like, wait, back up. What do you mean?
What?
So she tells me this whole thing and my brain explodes because I connect myself to myself. I love systems. I love structure. I love order. My brain works really well when I can see how I'm creating something. But I am dyslexic when it comes to numbers. Okay. So I can't formulate engineering or architecture because it's all based on numbers and design. Yeah. But I love shapes and I can see the world in this very organized manner, no matter how confusing it's.
Chaotic
business.
Confusion.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought, oh my gosh, that's what I am. I'm a business architect, but where I specialize in is in brand and marketing. So it really fit. And I was like, oh, I can say that effortlessly. Brand marketing architect, I said it a few times. I was like, okay, this is it.
This flows well, baby.
Yes, yes. And I admire those. I admire women who are like, I'm coach, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Me, not so much.
Well, I fucking love the terminology you use. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm neuro-unique. That's what it is.
Well, we are all unique. We all have a uniqueness. I would love to hear your thoughts on the coaching industry, aside from the fact that it just didn't flow for you using that word. And I mean, through conversations I've had with multiple women who work in the coaching industry, some of them don't like using the word coach. They prefer guide or mentor or architect, as you said, because of some of the bad energy or bad rep that the coaching industry gets. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I love this conversation because I think coaching is a phenomenal direction that we're all moving into as a global movement, because therapy is not as approachable. Coaching is a very approachable friend. The challenge with that is that because there isn't quite any regulations or guidelines that are strict, I think people take advantage, like in anything, right?
Yeah.
Take advantage. That's how we have to have security lines at the airport now. I remember my first flight. I don't recall it being that horrendous to get through the airport.
No.
My first flight was in 1980 when Pan Am was still a thing. So I think as we regulate this industry, as it keeps growing, because it is going to keep growing. There's statistics I read somewhere that said in 2025, coaching is going to be a $300 billion industry.
Wow.
300 billion. Yeah.
I'm not surprised though, really.
Right. So it's growing. And plus with the pandemic, we all need support in that emotional space. And coaching is such a friendlier approach than therapy, right?
The T word.
Yeah. So I think my biggest thing about coaching is I love the industry. As a consumer, we need to be more diligent in who we're paying for our emotional well-being.
Love that. Thank you for
I
pointing
think
that out.
that's
You're
a
right.
big
We have to do
piece.
our research.
Yeah.
And find
energetic
out who aligns.
match.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. See, we're on the
'Cause
same
not
page. We're on the
everybody-
same
yeah.
wavelength here.
I'm telling you, this energy thing is for real.
Oh,
And
it is.
it's very passive for people. It's like, oh, I don't feel right. Okay, that's energy telling
Yes,
you
100%.
that person may be the best coach on the West Coast, but not for you. And that's okay.
Everything is energy. Money, everything is energy.
Oh my gosh,
all of
everything.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
agreed.
Love it. How do you define the essence of a brand, and what elements do you believe are essential for creating a strong and memorable brand identity?
Oh, great question. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to move this conversation in a movement that you might not be used to, because the word brand is quite new. It's a new word, but in business, it's been around for a long time. It's reputation, it's positioning. That's what brand has always been in the business world. And the essence of it has always been very transactional. It has a movement towards masculine. But my belief, brand essence is soul alignment. To be able to stand out, there's 8 billion people on earth. How in the world do you just, hey, over here, I'm over here.
Look at me.
Right? Yeah. And in your particular industry, there's probably 500 billion people that are already talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just use you as an example, because podcasting there's a ton of them out there. There's actually, I think last I checked, almost 1 million active podcasters. In the beginning, it was only like 700 million. I don't even, all I know is it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why are you a standout podcaster? And I think a lot of it is because you're an aligned human being with what you say you're going to do and who you are and who you bring onto the stage with you. Of 8 billion people, you are vetting people through your energetic field to make sure that your audience, that's really what branding is about. Because branding is the feeling that you get when you hear the person's name or when you hear the company name. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel excited? Does it make you feel like they're your best friend? Or does it make you feel cringe? Oh, right? Which works also. Just because it's negative. I mean, pharmaceutical companies use negative emotions all the time to brand them. Everybody knows when you use the word depression, what's the pill that comes to mind? That's a brand
or something like that.
Right. So it's the essence of our brand has to speak to the soul of the person who needs us. And that's what I believe. And that's the movement I'm moving towards, is allowing, I work specifically with women. So 90% of my clientele are women entrepreneurs. And it's really hard to reshape the way they see business, because they see it very transactional and masculine. And really, it's about selling our product to our best friend. How do you talk to your best friend? Not shove in your throat.
No.
Right?
No.
It's like, I love you so much, you need this right now.
Well, like you said earlier, right? There's nothing wrong with bringing love and energy and all of these things into business. Now, you hear people say that we are our brand. Do you agree with that? The individual is the brand?
So yes and no. Okay. Again, it's kind of like the coaching industry. It's much more approachable than therapy, but you as a consumer have to do your due diligence to find the right energy, the right person. It's the same in you are your brand. If you are your brand and you are authentically in the space of, again, you as an example, right? You're a male, masculine human by gender, by look, but your entire business model is to support, love, uplift, encourage women. And you have this incredible story about your daughters and your wife and your grandmother. You are your brand. I've talked to you on multiple different platforms and you're still the same Brad, right? You're not just like, I love women over here. And you're like, actually, right? But there's some out there that are like, I am my brand. And then you meet them in person and they're completely opposite. That, I think, again, as consumers, we have to be diligent. And when we're following or purchasing or investing in people's brands, we have to really connect to that person as the real person. Because, and it's cool sometimes when you're like, I'm the superhero here, but then in private, like, actually, I'm just broken. That fits too, but is it for you? Is it the thing? So I think, again, we have to be really mindful of what that is for us individually. You are your brand. And then go with it. That's why we're still friends.
That's right. I love you, Wonderful. You're awesome.
You're awesome. And I love you.
As a branding expert, how do you approach and cultivate your own personal brand? And what lessons have you learned from this experience that you apply to your client work?
Oh my gosh, all these heavy questions. No, I'm kidding. This is a great question too. So in my first life as a brick and mortar owner, because we built our business in the 90s, early 90s, and everything was transactional. Remember this thing called the .com world?
Yeah.
That's when we were building our business. So everything was transactional, Wolves of Wall Street type. Now is this online space and having this soul alignment and energy and divine design of the world. It's really a whole different space of cultivating my brand, because I tried the transactional thing, didn't work out so well in the beginning. So I dug deeper into my personal development, and I highly recommend everyone to just really listen to what I have to say. Forgiveness was probably my biggest space of my personal growth, where it poured into my personal brand. So I did a program, a 12-week forgiveness coaching program, and that was something else. But it really helped me to find my authentic self. It helped me to be okay with saying I'm an architect. It helped me to be okay that I want my branding to be about soul alignment, who I am as a person, who I want it to be for my clients. So for women who I work with that come in and just want to sell their services, I don't think we're a good fit. But if you're a woman who's really looking for your business to impact, influence, and engage and encourage and support your audience, your ideal client, we're a good fit. Because it's all about, for me, I'm at the space in my life. I just turned 50, by the way, in December, and it changed me. And I'm all about healing the world through each other. And that's really, I know that sounds so not businessy, but it's my business. So
that's right. You can say and do whatever, run it any way you please. But I think that we are moving toward and evolving toward that model of business where it is bringing that aspect into it, that love, that emotion, that energy, all of those things. I think businesses are starting to evolve and move towards that model.
Oh, 100%. You know, when the Dalai Lama said a few years ago that the healing of the world will come from Western women, I really believe that's it right there, is that we are here to help heal each other. Because
for sure,
I think that's the only way. There's no initiative through the government that we can rally our military to heal the world. I think that's an internal job.
For sure. That's where it starts. Absolutely. And we have to do that collectively. That's how we're going to make change, is doing it collectively as a unit, as a collective, to help heal and change the world. And that's exactly how it's going to get done.
That's why your work is so important, because you have this magic of connecting to people. You connect with people from all over, from whatever background. And I think you are a catalyst for this healing process that
Thank
we
you.
need.
I
And
received
also
that.
as women. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you
means a
for
lot to
doing
me.
the work.
I love it. It's my purpose. It's why I'm here. I have to do this work. It chose me. There is no not doing it. I have to continue on. This is my mission. And I'm honored to have you as part of the community and part of the mission, because I think that the more people we bring into it, the further we're going to get, the louder our voices will get, the more we will be able to accomplish together. You can't do it by yourself. We have to come together and lift each other up in order to do
We're
that.
not even we're not even designed to be solitary.
No.
We're designed to connect and
Community.
Yes, very much so.
100%. Now, reflecting on your own journey in branding and marketing, What pivotal moments or experiences shaped your expertise and approach to the industry, would you say? What is one of the most...
Oh, yeah, I think that's it. So I started this business 5 years ago, this online business. And remember, I said I started off very transactionally, the way that I had known how to do business. And then COVID is one of the pivoting moments because I had to sit with myself a lot. Everything was very technology based. It's not that you couldn't go outside. I just was like, oh man, this is like that movie. So I associated it to fear. So I stayed inside. And that kind of was that beginning journey of like, what are we so afraid of? I mean, gosh, I've lived a great life. I've been around 40 years. Like, why aren't we looking at the things that we're grateful for instead of looking at, oh my gosh, the world is suffocating.
Fear driven.
Yes. And that was a huge moment for me because I realized then that, I'm not going to be driven by my fear anymore. I'm going to see what this thing called spreading love is. And so that's when I looked at my business and I did an overhaul. So every December, I shut down my business for about 2 weeks and do a reassess, right? I reassess, I redesign, and I just threw away everything I had put together, my whole structure, planning systems, the way my brain worked. And I just started being like an artist. And I just looked at the blank canvas and decided, how do I want to paint this? And then I did. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to only work with people that I know want to bring forth the greatest source of love through their business, whether it's selling rubber bands or selling healing through therapeutic yoga or whatever, right? But if their purpose was to give love, I'm in. This is how we're going to do this, which is weird because that's not how business is told. I even went to business school. So I don't just know it through working out in the field. I'm also academically trained as a business. They don't talk about that stuff. I took classes like statistics and accounting, business math. But really, it's all translated into love. If you love what you do and you love who you're doing it for, you will call forth the people who love what they do.
And that's part of the beauty of entrepreneurship, too, is that you get to choose who you work with, who you bring into your energy, who you bring into your space.
Yes, very much so. Which at first was like, oh, because if you start your business thinking that way, you're like, it feels limited. Yes. Because you're not just taking in droves of people, right? You're kind of limiting. Ooh,
it's hard when you're first building
much money
to do it that way, right? Because you want to take every and any client that comes your way. They're paying.
I mean, they're paying people. Yes.
Yes. It takes a little bit of time to get to that point where you can be that heart-centered, love-filled entrepreneur. But I think you're right. It's the only way to do business.
And it's actually the antidote to burnout and overwhelm. Because when you love what you do, and in my brick and mortar business, when I really studied how come we were able to last 20 years, we made our first $1 million within a 7-year mark. Like, what was it that got us there? And it's because we loved what we did. And the people that came into our business became our family. Yeah. Right. And we stayed together for the whole entirety of it. So I thought, oh my gosh, it was all out of love, even though it felt so transactional. Jeez.
How do you help your clients uncover and articulate their brand story in a way that resonates with their target audience and creates an emotional connection?
Oh, that's a good question, because that is the conundrum in the world of business, right? Because how we measure business is income, revenue, right? Yeah. Profit. Yeah. But why you get into business is because it changed you and you want to change other people's lives. You want to improve the world and you want to better everything. So there's this fine balance of why you started your business, what brought you here, what's your personal story of your business. But then you also have to look at this idea that we attract who we are. So if you're making business decisions based on fear, guess who you're attracting, right? Fear-based people. And then you wonder why. Asking them to pay you for that service is like pulling teeth because they're afraid. It's not because they don't want to. So see, there's that conundrum of how does your personal story from a positive space really affect your business, and then who needs it that are going through what you went through before you got here, and to speak to them. So you can't be too much, I'm so awesome and confident that nothing will stop me, but also can't be too victim oriented either. So there's this balance of, I feel your pain. I've been there. Now I'm here and I can help you. And that's a unique, you have to really cultivate your language, because that's what people buy. People buy the idea that they can become you eventually. That at some point we could all be professional, awesome podcasters like you. So when we buy into your coaching business of podcasting, it's because we want to be you. We want to have your audience. We want to articulate our language with comfort the way you do it. But we're scared now. We're like, we've already purchased 3 microphones. None of them are actually matter, right? But this is how we're doing it. Yeah. We're in the background going, no, we need to have the right camera, the right computer, the right this, the right that. Oh, but we don't know anything about editing, when really we just need to hear from you that it was like, easy peasy breezy, sisters. I got you.
I love you. Wonderful. You're awesome.
That's how we cultivate that brand story.
All right. What advice would you give to aspiring brand and marketing professionals looking to make an impact in the industry and build a successful career?
Oh, man. You have to look at yourself first, because the thing about entrepreneurship is it is the mirror. You're looking at you. The assumption is, well, what about the Richard Bransons of the world, or the Oprahs, or all these big names that we have this show called Shark Tank, where you've got people who have built these billion-dollar businesses. But the one thing they always knew is who they were, no matter how difficult. Damon, the guy.
I know who you're talking about.
That sold the t-shirts, right? His story is phenomenal. He had like 3 t-shirts that he designed, only 3. And he would go to these video kind of, what were they called when they're filming videos for rappers? So he would go to these film places sets. Where they were, film sets. Geez, thank you so much. And he would ask the rapper, like, where my shirt? But you got to give it back because I only own 3 of them. That's how he built his brand. He built his brand by knowing which audience he wanted with his 3 shirts. He probably ate ramen for quite a long time, but he knew who he was. He knew what he was made of. He knew, it's kind of like what you said, this is my purpose. Even if you didn't want to do it, you'd be doing it.
Yeah.
So people who are like working a full-time gig and running a business, eventually you've got to move away from the gig and go towards your soul, which is your business. And then get with somebody that knows how to build a business through creating profit and revenue.
People like you.
Yeah. And then that's it. That's all the magic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Find
Boom.
a mentor.
Done and doneer. And then you'll live
and doneer. I love it.
And it's not perfect or happy all the time.
No.
But it is your soul. You feel
it's a journey.
Good.
It's a hell of a journey. Entrepreneurship is one hell of a journey. I think that it's important to also mention that it's not for everyone. I think you have to be a certain type of person to do 100%. It, because you have to have patience. You have to be persistent.
Oh,
and
patience.
It's not, and that's okay that it's not for everybody. I mean, the world needs ditch diggers. The world needs people that work at Walmart, McDonald's, all of these 100%. Places. Right?
Yeah, 100%. My mother is a great example. She came from an entrepreneurial family. Right? I am 5th generation farmer. I don't own a farm, but and she didn't want to go that route. She became a pharmacist and worked at a hospital for 40 years. So she felt called to do that. She loved it.
I think that's the key, right? Is finding what your heart is calling, your soul is calling you to do. It doesn't have to be entrepreneurship. It can be working as a pharmacist. It can be working at Walmart. It can be working in a fast food restaurant. It can be sweeping the floors in a school. It doesn't matter. If that's your calling, beautiful.
That's your calling.
Find that and just do it.
I agree 100%, because I tell my kids that, and they're thriving humans because they're not so choked out by I have to be.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. How do you cultivate and maintain creativity in your work, and where do you draw inspiration from when developing innovative branding concepts and strategies?
Oh, all your questions are good. Why do I keep saying, oh, that's a good question? Like every question is thinking good. Okay, I have I have sort of a whole system, people. I am not the kind of person that just sits in an office. So I love Jesus. I'm a churchgoer, but I also love my psychic. So I'm that person, right? I love all things spiritually in tuned with me. Yeah. And I was seeing my psychic once and she was wonderful. You need to be in nature more often than you're not. And I was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm here to ask you how much money I need to make. That's not the question. And she goes, well, so you need to be around nature. And I was like, okay. So I decided for an entire year that every morning before I do anything, I would get out into nature and just touch the trees, touch the leaves. It didn't matter what the weather was. And it really did affect me. And I became more creative. I could think better because I wasn't distracted by the computer or the technology or, oh my God, I got to file that whole stack of paper that I've been staring at. And then I would come home and I would work, right? I would work probably like my energy levels about 2.5 hours. Then I'd take a nap. Y'all, naps are magic.
They are. And
I'd take a nap about 30 minutes. And I learned that from my business professor years ago. In his office, he would take a 20-minute nap and it would refresh him. And he's like, I encourage everybody to do this. And he was an older dude. And I was like, all right, so now that's what I do. I take a nap. And I've done this for years. And I will physically move. And then here's my thing is in between big projects, when I get to where I'm looking at it and it's making me cross-eyed, I walk away and I listen to classical music. To me, that's my thing. And I can never figure out why classical music calms me. And my son says to me one time, he goes, you know why you like classical music, Mom? And I'm like, tell me. He said, because your mind is a constant tornado. It's constantly this whizzing around, and classical music helps to calm the tornado.
Oh, there you go.
The tsunami. And I was like, oh, you're right. Because it has no words.
Yep.
You got to find the thing that helps you to find the calm. And you got to interject it so that's how I accomplish a lot. Because I don't just work.
Yeah.
It's never worked. For some people it does, not for me.
Yeah, well, I think it's good to give ourselves a bit of a break. And you are going to run into those creative blocks or like you said, get cross-eyed looking at it. You got to step away for a little bit. And it doesn't have to be step away for 4 hours. Go for a quick 15-minute walk out in nature. Get some sunlight, get some fresh air, whatever it is. Or just go and listen to some music. Or like you said, go and take a nap for 15 minutes. Just step away and then come back to it with a fresh perspective, fresh eyes. And you'll be able to get a lot more done, I think. Yeah.
So kinesthetic movements studies have shown that it's very helpful to get our flow going because the blood flow, the oxygen flow, the whole thing. And sometimes you could just sit too much and too long and you're like, or you do this thing. This is a real popular one with a lot of entrepreneurs where we're just like, how am I going to make my numbers this month? Who's going to buy my stuff? But the thing is, we bring forth what we focus on. So if we're focusing on not bringing all those things, that's literally what we're bringing. Yeah. So walk away. Yeah. And as hard as that sounds, it's hard sometimes.
That's the law of attraction right there. Mm-hmm. What you focus on, whether it's negative or positive, the universe can't tell the difference. It just brings you what you're focusing on.
Oh, true statement. And it's very apparent in business.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. How do you empower and uplift other women in the branding and marketing industry? And do you actively mentor or support emerging professionals? And what advice do you offer to help them succeed?
I do. And that's a fine line too, because I think that there's a lot of emerging entrepreneurs. COVID has brought on thousands of people were laid off, but also people started to realize that, what am I doing? Like I'm just working to the bones and then I could die from a cough. What? Mm-hmm. So it really changed the way that people see themselves and they see their lives. And so entrepreneurship has become a huge gateway to finding our souls, right? But business itself is a whole different engine and a whole different beast. And it's interesting because the first thing, every time I sit down with somebody, the first thing I ask them is, well, what's your vision and what's your mission? What are the values? Those are like the three main questions. Hardest questions to answer. Oh, I don't know what my vision. What do you mean? What I see in 12 months? What I see? No, like a vision. Like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to do it? What's the purpose of it? Why does it exist? And a lot of the answers are doing. But the thing is, we're not human doings, we're human beings.
Yes.
So who do you want to be, right? So better question is, who do you want to be? I got that question in one of my personal development courses years ago. Our facilitator says, what is your butt puckering goal? And I was like, oh, he's serious. Yes, exact words. What's your butt puckering goal? And I was like, oh my gosh. And he goes, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. And then tomorrow we're all going to discuss. And I'm sweating, right? I'm thinking, what is because you have goals, but then there's that goal you don't want to write down because you think, hurts my stomach just thinking about it. So I wrote it down, and the next day I'm excited. I'm like, I can't wait to tell him. He didn't ask a single one of us what our stinking goal was that we wrote down. All he asked was, look at your goals that you wrote down, and who do you have to become to get that? I was like, what the fuck? What
the fuck?
I was ready to talk about what we were going to do. Like, here's what I'm going to do to get this. He did not give two shits about what we were going to do. He cared about who we were going to be. And it blew my mind. And I thought, okay, who do I have to be? And really, words like courageous, right? Words like fearless came. And I thought, how do I do that? How do I become that? And then, so that is really where I sit, is who do you have to be to accomplish that? Who do you have to be to earn $1 million? Because as much as people want to earn $1 million, becoming the person worthy of that $1 million, not worthy as your personal, like you're perfect just as you are, worthy in terms of what you believe, because it's a heavy burden. The taxes you got to pay on that, like the amount of impact you have to create to make that, the type of self-promotion you have to do, which you got to get over yourself to get there, the way that you have to redesign how you talk, how you communicate, how you serve. $1 million earning is a completely different version of you than your $500,000 version of you.
Yeah.
Your $100,000 version of you. That's huge.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Now, you say that it's your mission to redefine the landscape of success and fempreneurship in the modern era. Why have you decided to make this your mission? And why is this mission and work so personally important to you?
I don't know. No, just kidding. That wasn't my intention. It's what you said about the work that you do now. It chose you. I did not want to work with women initially. I didn't want to work online. I did not want to do any of this. My flesh was like, no. But the universe was like, yes. So I kept getting led to women who needed my support. But it was, I don't say this lightly, and I'm not trying to offend anybody in any way, but in the beginning, it was easier to work with men because I understood the structure of business. With women, it's very much personal. Who they are and what they believe they are is a reflection of their business. And that's not all true, because there's parts of business that it's just part of the static arenas of business. Operations, how are people going to pay you? That's not a thing that's because you suck at. No, That's just a thing that you need to have, right? So I had to walk through that space of like, wait, what? What are you talking about? No, I'm just asking you to pick Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. It's not about why it became this. But what it taught me was, there's a lot of pain that women are feeling in the idea of successful business ownership. And that needs to be dealt with because it isn't about you. You have something magical to offer. You are a magical human being. If money is energy and you're expressing the most loving, energetic version of you, and you ask for that in return in a monetary value, you deserve it. There's no question of like, well, should I or should no. right? We got to look at ourselves and go, when I started offering my coaching business, remember I was a coach first, and I was offering it at what I thought was a fair price. My other coaching friends were like, that's so ridiculous. You should be charging more. And I'm thinking, wonder what that's about. Because that isn't true. That's not true. I'm not going to sell a $20,000 coaching service if it doesn't fit me, if it doesn't feel the aligned. Space. Right. And so that's really the whole piece of why this revolution needs to happen, because women need to stop asking about their worth and really start serving those who need what they have to offer. That's value. And I get this all, well, I feel like my marketing isn't great because what value do I offer? And I'm thinking, are you serious? You are of value. You survived cancer 5 times. 5, not once, not twice, 5 times, 5 different types of cancers. And you want to share your special gift of energy healing out into the world. And you think it's too much to ask for $5? Get at what? No.
You're a badass. You deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going through a recession. But seriously, do you know how many women I know who have Louis Vuitton bags?
There you go.
I'm just saying.
You got money to spend on a bag, then you got money to spend to develop yourself.
Right. Investment in who we are as business owners. But again, you got to do your due diligence.
Yes.
Not everybody out there who's saying, I'm a business coach, have actually built and ran a successful business. So you got to see what type of business coach are they. If you're looking to make money and then you're going to a coach who's not about that, then that's on you.
Yeah, there's a mismatch there for sure. Yeah.
Because I think that's what people get a bad rap in coaching. Oh, I didn't like that coaching. Give me that. They gave you what they were excellent at. Yeah. You just didn't need what they had.
That's right.
That's on you, not them.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
So
obviously you are a huge women's empowerment advocate with the work you do and working with women. So with that in mind, what do you do to empower yourself when it comes to your business and your personal life?
Who have friends like you who are constantly like you all, I don't know if you got to get with Brad, because every now and then he'll just send you a message. How are you doing? You fucking ray of sunshine. I'm like, oh, I needed that. Relationships is the core of all empowerment. And I'm not just saying this because there's good and bad relationships. Yeah. Your mother is the kind that makes you feel bad after a conversation with her, that you might not be on your team of encouragement and empowerment. She might be the one you ask if that outfit is the right one. So I think finding people, another personal development course I went to is they had us write a list of the 10 people. So you take a sheet of paper, you put the 10 people's names and you keep it in your pocket. You keep it in your purse or whatever. So whenever you're having a moment where you're about to jump off the ledge, you pull out this sheet of paper and you find one of those 10 people to talk to that will be the best support for that moment. So I've had that for a long time. Like I know in my mind who are the people. And then my most empowered space currently are my grandchildren. So I have 2 grandbabies, age 5 and 6, and you forget sometimes how life through their eyes is such wonder. When I watch them, I think, oh my God, were they just fascinated by a Sharpie? I found a yellow Sharpie, and it's the thing. When they were here visiting me, every morning for 7 straight days, we had a birthday party for their stuffed animals. Every morning. That's the first thing we did. And I was like, this is it right here. This is, it's empowering to know that what you do in the world shapes their world. So find spaces that inspire your being. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Find friends like Brad who message you out of nowhere about fucking rays of sunshine.
Thank you. Wonderful. I appreciate that. And I receive that. Now, confidence and self-belief are absolutely crucial for entrepreneurial success. How do you help women entrepreneurs cultivate confidence, overcome imposter syndrome, and embrace their unique strengths and abilities?
I built a business in a time where the biggest saying was, fake it till you make it. it?
Oh, yeah.
Woo, right?
Yeah.
No, worst advice ever.
Yeah.
I think we have to look at those words like imposter syndrome
Mm-hmm.
and not let it be the word that's defined by the world. You have to define what your imposter syndrome is, because here's a great example. I am a very extroverted, highly confident human being. But when Brad says to me, "Wonderful, do you want to speak on stage?" I lose my mind. I lose my shit. What? No, I can't do that. Is a form of imposter syndrome, because although I'm very confident in who I am, that's a next level version of me that I'm just not ready for. So then I have to define to myself, what is my imposter syndrome about? Well, my imposter syndrome is right now, I have to find my story. Why would I want to be on stage? How do I impact the world? How do I serve my fellow human beings by being on that
You do that through the
stage?
work you do with women. That's exactly how you
Right. And that's, I think when we think imposter syndrome, it's this negative space of like, I'm not the thing I'm supposed to be. Actually, I think it's an investigation of who you are and really assessing and refining who you are. And I use the word investigate because you got to get deep. You got to dig deep, because I think the way that the world uses imposter syndrome is like, oh, you're such an imposter. Just for now, because I don't know. I'm scared. I'm not sure. And then Brad says to me, "Oh, I see you on that." And I'm like,
You will be there. You got this. You will.
because for right now, it's a scary space. And I feel like I would be the imposter version of myself if I did it right now. But if I really dug into myself and found that confidence of who am I and what do I have to share, and how would this serve other people? Not me, not the ego version of me. Our mutual friend Cheyenne introduced this ego version. And that's usually what sparks in entrepreneurship. Not that it's a bad thing,
No.
but entrepreneurship kind of sparks the ego in you of like, aha.
But this is a story you're telling yourself, because what do you say to your
Yes.
clients who say this to you? You wouldn't
So-
stop with that. You wouldn't take that. You'd show them this is who you are. Never mind that bullshit story you're telling yourself. That's not true.
Right. Exactly. And again, that's why being on your own does not help you in your business progress, because
sure.
if you're just in your own head thinking that, right? So when I do get clients who are like, I have a particular client, she's been with me for 3 years and she does everything I say, but then she doesn't put herself out there. And the thing is, every time she comes to me, she's like, "Oh, I can't believe I keep doing this. And then I never put," I'm like, no, it's about your time. What you're doing now is you're prepping your entire business. So when you're ready, it just blows up because you're ready. Like that fake it till you make it. There's a fine balance of pushing yourself through the fear, but also having the patience to see if it's the right time.
Yeah, for sure. Patience, like we said, patience is huge, right? It's so important.
Huge. Patience and confidence are twins.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not cousins. They're not brother and sister. They're twins. They
Yeah.
cannot exist without each other.
Now, speaking of empowerment, what does that word mean to you?
Strength, courage.
What actionable steps do you recommend for listeners who are passionate about supporting women entrepreneurs and advancing gender equity in entrepreneurship?
Oh my gosh. Can we just please get rid of the labels? Like, let's be completely honest. Does Levi's really make the best jeans? Yeah, no, it's the same thing in this whole equality space. I don't need to tell you I'm awesome. I just believe that I am. And awesome people will find me and we'll be all awesome together, just like you and me. There's no labels. You're a guy. I'm a girl. I'm 50. You're whatever.
I'm 54.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? And I know that sounds a little crass, like, well, of course I care because there is injustice out there. Well, I believe in Mother Teresa's advice that if we want to heal the world, we have to love first. And loving has 0 labels, 0. In the 90s, when my children had godparents, I'm Catholic, right? Mm-hmm. Godparents is a thing, who were lesbians. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, get out of here. What? Yeah, that was the 90s. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't see them that way. And neither should that be in business. Ugh. That whole conversation, we could just have 3
That's
more
a whole
hours.
episode.
Oh my gosh. Because I was already getting my blood a-flowing.
Love is all we need. Wonderful. That's all we need.
That's right. Take it down a notch.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Labels, get rid of them.
All right, let's get rid of the labels then. You heard it here first. We're getting rid of the labels. Just Wonderful and I are starting a movement.
Jeans are jeans. If it looks great, put it on.
There you go. Doesn't matter whether they're fucking Levi red tabs or American Eagle or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Wranglers, who gives a shit?
If it makes your butt look good, wear it.
There you go. That's it, right? There's the tagline. If it makes your butt look good, wear it.
Yes.
There's some marketing genius. Who cares about the brand name?
Yeah, enough already.
Wonderful. What do you think your unique skill set or superpowers that's helped you become successful?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's your authenticity. It's who you are. Being you.
I think that's a tough question for me to answer because I've been processing a new version of me so much that I used to think my superpower is I have always thought, oh gosh, I was born with the warrior gene. Like, I can go out there and fight battles and there's no battlefield that I can't get on. And that's what I thought but I've learned more so that the masters that I've always admired were not necessarily fighters. They knew how to fight well with such incredible skills, but their mastery was self-mastery. And that I always admired that. I was like, how could they be so calm and so at peace? Like, what's going on there? And I think where I'm moving myself into my superpower is internal peace. I am chaotic no matter what. Like my internal tornado and tsunami, but there could be peace and beauty in that too.
Yeah, very true.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
So that's where I think it is now, which is my authentic self, by the way.
There you go.
I'm chaos and peace at the same time.
Pios. We just created a new word.
Oh my God, I'm writing that down, putting it on a shirt and wearing it.
There you go. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
Oh my gosh, happiness.
Plain and simple.
Happiness is success, period. Because I've been there. I've made the money I made. I've also had it stolen. And I have been where I have had to eat ramen at 45 years old for a month straight. I've also eaten at the best places in the world. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I haven't been to a Michelin star restaurant yet. Okay, take that back. However, I've lived a really great life and I've also had nothing. And it wasn't like, oh, when I was 20, we were eating beans. No. I was also struggling through that in my 40s because I got my business stolen. So the only thing I always had was happiness no matter what.
Okay. And inner peace.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always in chaos.
Yes, there you go. What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned in your life? And what was your life like before you learned it? And what was your life like after learning it?
Oh my gosh, forgiveness. We know what it is logically. We understand what forgiveness is logically. What's that saying? But your unforgiveness is drinking poison, hoping somebody else will die.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
But what life was like before forgiveness was force. I was forcing life to happen. I was making it work. I was surviving. I was on the edge. I was the warrior with one arm that could still wield a sword like a master's skills. And then after forgiveness, like real deep forgiveness, I am the most creative, vibrant, authentic, loving, crazy human being I've ever been in my life. And every day I look at my life and go, I'm fucking awesome. And this life is awesome. And my people are awesome is the only word I can come up with. That is, I don't even know. I can't use the word amazing because it's like,
it's
beyond
better than
that.
Amazing.
Yeah. And my life hasn't changed. Like my bank account didn't all of a sudden become heavier or bigger.
Yeah.
No, life is still the same shit show, but it's beautiful. And it's a symphony that I chose to be in.
Love that. What is one of your biggest failures or life lessons or teachable moments, we can call it? And what did you learn from that?
Ego. When I thought I'll be the first to admit, because of my upbringing, I had a very righteous view of life. Judgment was part of my system. And that is how I got my whole life stolen from me, is because I was so proud And I just had this, I'm untouchable because I built this wall, this incredible walled empire, and it's untouched. And I was always 2 steps ahead of everybody. And that level of fear of protection is always going to bite you in the ass. Always. So it humbled me to be like, actually, I used to always say, nothing can break me, right? If my dad didn't break me, nothing can break. Actually, during that whole speech, I was broken. What in the hell? So that was a very big, huge teachable moment for me. And it happened at a time when I asked the universe, this is what I asked the universe, give me strength. That's how it gives you strength. It breaks you. And then it really tests your resolve for that strength. And they say, be careful what you wish for.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I should have been more like, no, actually, can you strengthen me by making my life more awesome?
That's the other thing with the universe. You have to be very specific, because if you ask for a broad thing, okay, here you go. This is what you asked for.
Yeah. I didn't realize I was going to get all my strength through being heartbroken.
Yeah, for sure. What is one thing you know now that you wish you knew when you started your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, that I'm enough, that I am made for this, and what I have to offer, that I don't. Comparinitis is an actual disease. Yeah. It's 10 times worse than skin issue, which I had for years. That I'm enough exactly as I am. Like this, my conversation with you, I know people are going to hear it, but because you make it so comfortable, I'm really who I am right now. This is who I am. I get all professional sometimes. Or I'm, hello, everybody. How are you doing? But really, I'm just this
My name's Wonderful.
Nutty. Yeah, I'm a chaos. I am peace and chaos.
I live in
all the
chaos.
Time. Yeah. I'm a Viking Valkyrie over here, but I'm also like the Dalai Lama over here. I'm all of those things.
Mixed into one. I love it.
Yeah.
A happy tornado.
Yes.
Beautiful. There's such beauty in that. I love it. Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section here. So the next grouping of questions just be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing. Okay.
Okay.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Chaos.
I knew it. I knew that was coming. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
Hopscotch.
Did you really just fucking say that? Hopscotch?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopscotch. Seriously. Right. It gets rid of so many.
All right.
Like, it's happiness.
And you could just take a piece of chalk, draw the hopscotch thing on your driveway, and away you go.
Oh my gosh. In dirt, you can play hopscotch. Yeah. Yes. Involve everybody. Let's
there
go.
You go. What is one of your favorite quotes?
Oh, Joseph Campbell says, let go of the life that you've planned to be in the life that is calling you.
I like that. Never heard that one before. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my gosh. It's my favorite one.
What is one thing you want but cannot buy with money?
More grandchildren.
Well, you better have a little chat with your kids. Get to work.
I know. And bribing them doesn't work. So
what is one thing you love about yourself that is not related to your physical appearance?
I'm fucking funny. My husband doesn't think so. But I totally think I am.
All right. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Oh, and I do karaoke real good.
All right. There you go.
Again, only I think that.
What is your favorite self-care practice?
Naps.
Naps. All right.
Naps. Oh.
That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I have a little bonus question I threw in that I did not send you. So you don't know, you haven't seen this one. If you could take one feeling or one belief and bottle it and give it to people, what would it be?
Oh, one feeling. Oh my gosh. This sounds so corny, but love is literally the antidote to everything. If we can bottle pure, unhinged love, not romantic, not parent, but pure love. Oh, it could heal scars. It could heal limbs. I mean, it could grow things that weren't there before. It is the elixir of life.
The highest vibration on the planet. Love that answer. If you could step into my shoes, what question would you have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? All your questions were so phenomenal. Oh, where's your magical place you go? Like in your mind. Where's the magical place you go
Tell
in
us.
your mind? Oh, I got to answer that question. The magical place I go in my mind is the calmest, bluest, clearest ocean. And I'm just floating on my back, staring directly at the sun who's giving me life.
Beautiful.
Like,
I'm picturing that right now. I love it. That's a beautiful vision. That is peaceful.
That's what takes me into my nap.
Every time.
I go there and then immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been 30 minutes.
What is your why?
My why is, oh man, it's being in love with myself. I want every decision I make, I want it to lead more into loving me. Because when I love me, I love you at a greater capacity. I think that's my why.
I love that answer. That's beautiful. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
Oh, that one's so tough. Because I have a whole wall. I call it my wall of fame of women I highly admire. Who would that one? I love world leaders. There's only been a few handful women world leaders, but I think it would come down to my grandmother. And I would ask her questions about who she is as a person. Because she kind of is a legend in our family. Mm-hmm. She is the legendary woman in our family stories. And I want to know how she got there. Like, what was that about? How did she become a legend to all of us? I don't think she probably knew she was a legend, but.
Those are the best types of legends, the ones who don't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I would say with.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Run. No, just kidding.
Run the other way.
Oh, this is a good one. I would say, tell my younger self, especially my 18-year-old self, give 0 fucks.
There you go.
Just do all the things that your heart is leading you to.
I'm all out of fucks. I got none left to give.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder that now at 50, I look at my own kids and I'm thinking, don't hold yourself back because you're afraid. Because what we hold ourselves back from is what our heart really wants. Because it's scary, that rejection. And I feel like, oh gosh, if I could have just told my 18-year-old self, just do it. Be scared and do it. Or just love yourself enough to do it.
Yeah. Give that gift to yourself.
$0.
Give that gift to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Lastly, Wonderful, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your tribe, your corner of the world, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
Let go of the life you've planned and live the life that was meant for you. That's the advice I would give. Is I got COVID when COVID first hit in that first May. And I literally have never been that sick in my life. I thought I was dying. And there was this particular moment where I was so sick that going to the bathroom, going number 1, was like, I had to tell myself, like, do I just do it in my bed or do I get up and do the 2 steps to get to the bathroom? And I knew at that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, please, divine heavens and the gods, I will do whatever you ask if you just let me do this. And the next day, the most interesting thing happened. A book came to me called The Biggest 5 Regrets of the Dying, something like that.
Of the dying.
Right? Holy Mother of Jesus. Why you should not be reading that when you're feeling like you're dying. But I did. And the first biggest regret was not living the life that you want to live, true to you, to who you are. And I remember just crying on the bed going, I will never live another day not living the life I am meant to live for me. If that's the biggest regret of the dying, oh, hell no. I'm going to do the opposite.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. This has been such a fun, inspirational, educational, laugh-filled conversation. We always have amazing conversations. I am just so grateful to call you a friend, to have you as a member of the Empowerography community. And I appreciate you taking and making the time to be here with me today to share your story, your journey, and the beautiful light you put out into the world through the work you do. You're an amazingly beautiful individual. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. See, people, you need a friend like Brad. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, he could have just said, thanks for being here. But no, he went on about how awesome I am.
Because you are. I'm just sharing the truth. It has been an absolute honor and a pleasure, as it always is. Every time I talk to you, we always have wonderful conversations. It's always amazing. So thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me today.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me. And thank you for these amazing questions. I feel like I want to do live versions of these. We just ask, hey, here's a question I got asked. They're very insightful. And also, the work that you do is so vital to the world. You are highlighting and encouraging and supporting women in a way that men need to.
Thank you.
You are a model for a lot of men out there that show support for the emerging power of women.
Thank you. I received that. I appreciate you. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Wonderful Morrison. She is the CEO and founder of the LeadHER brand and marketing consultant agency, a seasoned brand and marketing architect. Thank you so much, Wonderful. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You too.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.